Hello, my name is Jonathan Cohen, and I'm a PhD student currently working at Chalmers University of Technology in Sweden, Gothenburg. And I'm doing a PhD about cities and how to use urban analytics and visualizations to facilitate decision-making of spatial urban planning. And today I want to share with you a Shiny app that I developed as an exploration of the tool and capabilities about my hometown, which is Buenos Aires. And this app will show the amount of trees that are currently have been surveyed, the different open spaces, and we'll do some calculations regarding density of trees and density compared to population, just to see how the density of trees changes in different geographical units. And it could be interesting to explore other different cities and to see which part of the city are not sufficiently covered by greenery. Especially this is important because, well, nowadays with heat waves and absorption of waters in cities, and also just because of the soft advantages that they can provide to citizens and residents, it could be important to look at this into more detail. And I think that the Shiny app, it's a nice way to provide the tools to be able to explore, for citizens to engage with the topic, but also policymakers, planners, and so on. So without further ado, I'm going to share my screen. My Shiny app, so hopefully it's working. So hopefully you're seeing the app. So you can see this is my city, this is Buenos Aires. And what I have done is I have managed to create different layers that show the different geographical representations going from the city overall towards the neighborhoods, some census tracts, and even some smaller census tracts. And moreover, we can see public areas in the city. You should be able to see public areas. There you go. These are all polygons. These are all shapefiles that comes from the open data source from the city of Buenos Aires, which is a kind of a nice portal regarding open data. And then we have also to see private parks or private public spaces. You can see them in yellow. The other part that we can see is greenery. So now we are going to see trees, and the city has an overall more than almost 400,000 trees in the city. So that's quite a lot of points. So what I managed to do is to aggregate them and cluster them. So as we get into some of these, you will be able to see the amount of points that we are talking about. So this will be all the trees that are in one square. We can also see the streets, the parks, the trees that are on the street. That's also quite a lot. The city, although maybe doesn't have a lot of like green parks or small forests as other cities, the greenery in the city is quite impressive, and you can see how many trees there are in every street. So the idea was to do a count and to see how they are distributed around the city. So I will try to zoom out. So the Shiny app pretty much what it starts to do is to do some calculations, and we'll try to develop some statistics regarding this, and we will be able to see different styles of showing the data. So to start with, I will go with all the trees I want to see and to explore all the trees. And then I want to start visualizing this. As I turn on the visualization part, I will be able to start seeing a chart here that will show me how these are things, how this is distributed. Every time we click and we see, we should be able to see the amount of trees that are in the app. Maybe there's something about the resolution of this that I can try to change. Let's go with something smaller here. There we go. So as we can see here, we have also a small legend that reflects the amount of trees that this represents. And as we can see that as we start to break and to push the number of the breaks, we can see the different distribution. The most interesting part of this is when we go to smaller geographical representations of this. So in this opportunity, we go to census tracts, which are the smallest one. It's quite a lot of them. And then we will see how this is distributed across space. There we go. And this is happening all in the Shiny server part. So we can see now how things are distributed across the city. So we can see pretty clearly where the main highways are and parts of the city that are currently not very well served in terms of greenery. Also, we can see how it changes when the amount of breaks that we're creating. This is all happening on the cloud at the moment, and we will see different breaks happening. Maybe the internet connection is not so good. Let's see if it works. There we go. So now we can see the census radius, which is a big higher resolution, and we can see how this thing changes. And then let's see, we calculate quantiles, and there we go. Equal intervals. Let's make it pretty. So there you go. This is just a way of exploring and visualizing trees in cities. As we can see, we're working with almost 400,000 trees. And yeah, this is my app, and thanks for the opportunity. Hope to see you in the conference. Bye.